So for the hibachi, I'm going to use some pine and then a plywood base. I'm going to dado in a 1/4 inch on each side for the base to slide into. So it's going to be about 12 foot, or the inside dimension is going to be 12 by 24 inches. And the outside dimensions are 25 1/8 by 13 1/8. But first, before I do the dados I'm going to use finger joints. What I'm going to do is a Japanese technique where you burn the wood, wire brush it, and then coat it with tung oil as a sort of preservative and as a way to add looks to the board. So I'll take you outside. So I'm going to use some tung oil and throw it on the boards. They're mostly straightened out. They bend on whatever side you heat. So what I found was just go over one side lightly, flip it over, go over the other side lightly, and just keep flipping it until you get to the darkness that you would like. I wanted it pretty dark, so it'll crack different places. That's pretty much par for the course, as I expect. So just gonna dump some. It'll probably soak up this oil because it's so dry. The finger joints came out alright, but there was more tear out than I had expected. I guess that's from the burning. It gave more dips, so there wasn't a nice even backing plate for the sacrificial board to press up against, so it wouldn't tear out. I guess the best method would just do it by hand with a hand chisel or a coping saw, and just do it the old-fashioned way. But these are already cut, and I'm gonna go cut the dado in for the bottom, so that the bottom will sit in flush. So I'm gonna go do that now. So here's the box. It fit together pretty well. As you can see, the tear out is this one's on the outside. What I'm going to do, I'm going to glue the box together. This is just dry fit right now. And once the glue is dry, I'm going to take the small propane torch and just go over those areas and burn them again. I laminated these boards together and burned them, and it was alright, so just doing a little touch up should be just fine. The inside, the bottom fits in well. Not very much movement. You can see some more tear out over here. This one's going to be covered up because I'm going to put some metal on, over top of it. But I'm going to take it apart and put some glue on it. Not everything lines up perfectly, but I'm happy with it for what it's going to be. I think if you wanted a better fit, because these boards kind of warped and messed up with the heat, just do the finger joints by hand with a saw and a chisel or coping saw, whatever you want to use. But right now it looks pretty good. You can see how the bottom's rebated in on all four sides so that the sand doesn't come out on the bottom. So I'm going to take it apart and glue it, and I'll see you then. So here's the hibachi with the heat shields in place. These are just aluminum heat shields. I was going to screw them to the box, but I decided against that so they can be removed and the wood can be oiled from time to time. Plus, I think it just looks better on the outside without any screws or anything. So there are two screw holes right here on the inside, but there should be sand at least a couple inches, and this is going to be for personal use, so the two holes aren't going to be that distracting. But the heat shields are just bent, as you saw, and they're a little overbent so that they stick on. All the edges are rounded over so that you're not going to get cut from anything. They're all filed down, so that's good. I love how the box turned out with the texture and the color from the burning. I think we're going to use this technique a lot more, although it takes up a lot of oil. I use probably 3/4 of a quart of oil on this one project of tung oil. It just soaks up the oil. So I'm gonna finish up. I'm going to forge the tools for the hibachi, as well as the grill plate and the trivet for the tea pot. So I'm gonna bring you along for that. So stay tuned.